Welcome back to Breaking Camp. Thank you for tuning in. Please listen as the natural explains his day-to-day life in the Gambia, such as planting corn and his taxi business. Let's watch.
What is this? Plant some corn. Yeah, because the rainy season had just started, and it had just rained, so the ground was pretty damp. So we went out there and we dug a little bit. I know this picture kind of looks a little weird. I had tried to enhance it, but it just didn't go right. But yeah, we decided to plant some corn, and this is about a month later. It came up pretty good. We had got fertilizer, and I had I had some insecticide because if we had got an infestation. I don't know if there was some. There had to be some type of ants. They were cutting the corn down in half almost. So I came out there with the insecticide and brought them back to life. So and then like here, this little area here, that's where I'm ended up planting my tomatoes. What is it? Eggplant and all of that. And that's the beach, of course. The beach. But yeah, this is how the corn ended up coming up. This is a habanero pepper, and right down here, I was transplanting them because I had them growing in like a makeshift nursery. So when I got them out there, I didn't harden them off like I should have. I should have just planted them from seed and let it go from there. But I had them in the nursery, and they ended up doing good. Some of these peppers came from a lady down the street. She grows them, and I ended up taking the pepper, putting it into a brown paper bag, and waiting for it to turn red. Took the seeds, germinated the seeds. Some of those peppers after they grew, after I harvested some of those peppers, some of them was not hot. It was some of them were hot, some of them were like, and I thought that was pretty interesting. So from now on, what I was gonna do is all of my seeds. I'm gonna buy the seeds, some heirloom seeds when I start my garden. All of the seeds because maybe that pepper came from, I don't know, maybe it's GMO, genetically modified or something. Because I mean, you get peppers that don't have any flavor. And I thought that was interesting. So okay, so this is a van that I bought. Yeah, I had got bored again, and the guy, he thought he convinced me to do it, but I said, well, I don't have anything else to do. It'll be a nice project. He said, let's get this thing running. He said he got a driver for me, and we got the welder. We're gonna put everything together. It was definitely a fixer upper, and I was like, well, yeah, let's do that because why not? We got the engine, transmission, everything works on that. So basically, we got an engine and a body. So we put that together, right? I'm taking pictures because I thought it was real funny too. Because looking back, I was like, man, a lot of people they wouldn't touch this, but I said, well, it's gonna be a good it's gonna be a good venture to take on. So yeah, it was, when I tell you, people would not touch this van. They don't care what it was. But this is my first taxi. I'm gonna get back to that. But this van, it it was tough. It was real tough because it was hard for the people to it was hard for me to get the people to come to work. All right, so we did get the van right. All right, this is we just pulled up. We drove it over there to the paint shop. So as you can see, we got the windshield in, got the hood and all that, and then let's see, we still at the paint shop because I'm just taking pictures outside before he take it on in there, because he gonna fix all of this, right? So yeah, it's still the paint shop, and see at the back here, I put this piece of wood out here because you got this back door is gonna be always open. You're always gonna be somebody, man. I tell you, these guys are some daredevils out there. They stand on the back of this thing here. Wow. The van is going and people get in through the back, people get in through the side, and then when it's really fully loaded, them guys, they'll stand up there and hang on this ladder, stand on the back. See this pole here? They'll stand on that pole. Let me see if I can brighten this up a little. But yeah, they'll do that. Well, I guess that is bright as it's gonna get. So yeah, so I was worried about them, but it's pretty safe, I guess. The paint man did some spots. He fixed some spots on it. So he said, okay, once he fixed the spots, then we had to take it to the car wash and then take it back to him so he can get finished painting it. All right. So this is the side. I was a little worried about this right here. Let's see. This right here. Yeah. But, I mean, the way he painted it, I can tell that, after about probably a year, he's going to need another paint job for sure. Just keep on putting more paint on it. But, yeah. I'm going to get back to this one, too. Let me get back to that one. Okay, this is the van. After it's got painted and everything. So the tires, I had to get the right size tires. We kept messing that up, but we got all that straight. I'm gonna get back to that one. Let me see. Okay, yeah, this is it. This is the painted van. We did the windshield. We did all of that. It looks good. So, and then we put the seats in. The seats were outside, and I wanted to get them reupholstered, but I wasn't able to do it. Cause I moved back to the U.S. I think about maybe a month and a half after I did all of this stuff. So yeah. Let me see, is that it? It might be it. Okay, for that one. I'm going to tell you a little story about this van, too, with the guy. So, we did all of this work. I'm talking about we put a radiator in there, painted it, just brought it back to life. And the driver, him and his wife were having their 6th or 7th child. So he wanted to go to the name. He wanted to just take a day off. So I said, no problem. Now I also had another driver who can drive while he took the day off. So I called myself lining everything up with the driver and my new driver. And what ended up happening was the driver, he didn't give the driver the keys. He actually let somebody else drive, and I'm like, man, that's kind of messed up. You let somebody else drive the van. I don't even know who that is. So it was a lot of problems like that, and I just parked the van. I said I'm just gonna park it. Then I had another van. Let's see here. This one here, I got it running and everything, and then the driver I had for it. Had an accident in it. I'm talking about within about 3 days or something like that, and they ended up having the engine problems out of it. So, and I was like, man, I'm having some trouble with these engines, and I'm having trouble with the drivers, and so I parked it. And then, before that, I had this taxi. All right, and the problem I had with that was the drivers. The drivers would not go to work. You can't trust them. it was just, and maybe one day I'll get one of the Gambians on the phone, and we'll talk about how difficult it is to get drivers, to drive for you out there. Because see, I bought this taxi. This was the first thing. I bought the taxi before I bought the vans. So I bought the taxi thinking that I can drive, but nope, foreigners cannot drive a taxi out there. And I'm thinking like, no, okay, you got foreigners, they come to the U.S. and they driving Uber, Lyft, and all of that. But if a foreigner go to another country, they're not giving any luxuries like that. And I guess in order to they don't want foreigners competing with their citizens, which makes sense. You're protecting somebody's livelihood because you can have all these foreigners actually bring their cars in, brand new cars, and set up taxis, right? And these guys are out of business instantly because guess what? You got what, AC, and it's just nice. So they say no, you can't drive, and the only way you can drive, it takes let me see, man, I think it's either 5 to 7 years before you can drive. Commercial. Yeah, I had got a ticket. I was taking the van that I got painted. What was I taking it to? I forgot what I was probably taking it to the shop or something. Get the guy to help me do something. And the police said, no, this is a violation. And she wrote me up too. I was like, man. So, yeah. But yeah, you cannot drive. And this taxi here, it was my first one. And what happened, when I bought the car, I went out there to, it wasn't too far from my live. It's called Coastal Road. When I first bought this yellow taxi, and I took it to a mechanic, and he checked it out, and he said everything is fine. I took it to my mechanic. He said everything is fine, and this is the first day that this car was on the road, and they had to take the engine out. The mechanic called me up. He said, we have a problem. I said, okay, what could it be? He said, you need a rear seal, a rear oil seal. I said, well, you checked out the car, and then the other mechanic checked out the car, and y'all didn't see that it was gonna need a rear seal. He said they didn't see it. They didn't see it. So if it need a rear seal, you can see that it's a lot of oil coming from up under there. I didn't want to look under there. I'm thinking these mechanics would look under there and see, maybe, I don't know. But they missed it. And I get over there and the engine is already out. And I'm like, man, this is crazy.
Thanks for watching. Tune in for the next video, where the natural will conclude with the unpacking of living in the Gambia.